My name is Gary Rosen. I'm the Worcester City Councilor for beautiful District 5, and Worcester State University, I'm proud to say, is in beautiful District 5. City Council is that policy-making legislative body. We set the policies, and hopefully the manager tries to carry those out. We do a heck of a lot. We set the annual budget every year, a lot of public hearings for that. We set the dual tax rate. We have two tax rates in the City of Worcester. We have one for business, and we have one for residents. As the District 5 City Council, I think the most important thing I can do is constituent service. When someone has a question in District 5, or they have a problem, they don't usually call one of the 6 at-large councilors. They call one city council. That's their own district councilor. And they hope that district councilor can help them find out why they have a sewerage problem, why there's a street light out, why it hasn't been, fixed for weeks, things like that. These are concerns that constituents have, and they almost always call or email their district councilor. Even though I'm a district councilor, I serve the entire city. I serve my constituents on a daily basis, but I'm always thinking, just like an at-large councilor, what can we do to improve this city for our residents, for our businesses, for our students, just like the students here at Worcester State University, for visitors who come to the city. I would like to have a city that's affordable, that's welcoming, that's clean. So those are some of my concerns. Particular concerns that I've been working on are the Worcester dog parks. We've been talking about dog parks in Worcester for 2 decades now. And finally, I think next year we're going to see our first 2 official dog parks. About 20 years ago, we passed the most restrictive dog ordinance in the country, one of them most certainly, and that said that dogs, even on leashes, could not be walked in our parks. Recently, the City Council has changed that, and dogs on leashes, provided the owners are willing to pick up the waste, are allowed in the park. So that's one issue that's been important to me, because I'm also the chairman of the City Council's Youth, Parks, and Recreation Committee, and that's where that issue is. I was born in New London, Connecticut. My dad was in the Army at the time. My mom worked on the Army base as a civilian employee. And about 6 months, I came to Worcester. We lived where Lincoln Plaza is now. Those were Army barracks in that land originally back in the 1940s when I was living there. I've grown up in Worcester. I went to schools, elementary, middle school, high school in Worcester. I even went to college in Worcester at WPI, majored in chemistry, and went on to teach chemistry in the Worcester Public Schools at Doherty High. I think it was my dad. Once I turned 18, I remember I always voted, and I've never missed an election since. My dad and my mom always voted, and they certainly set the example for me, and I think that's what young people need today. They need parents or some folks that set the example and show them that, it's a right to vote, but it's a responsibility too. It's a right you have to take advantage of. I became the executive director of Junior Achievement of Central Massachusetts. After 2 years at Junior Achievement, I decided to go back to teaching. Now I was a member of the Worcester School Committee. It would be a conflict of interest to go back to a school in the City of Worcester, so I couldn't return to my beloved Doherty High. And when I decided to leave the school committee after 10 years to run for City Council, there had only been one person in Worcester government, former Mayor Ray Mariano, who made that jump from the school committee to the City Council his first try. So I knew it was difficult. It could be done, but others had done it, but it was their second try, and they couldn't do it the first try. So, I worked hard in the campaign, got myself some friends, and we had a good organization, worked so hard, knocked on many, many doors, and I was proud that I made the jump from school committee right over to the council. I came in second to that Mayor, Ray Mariano. The most challenging has been to try to please residents who own homes and businesses who have so much money also invested in their business. It's the dual tax rate in the City of Worcester. You try to set 2 tax rates, have mercy on business owners and on homeowners. So you try to go down the middle, but you wind up satisfying no one. can we have something that's going to be a great model for the state, if not the country? We're taking the old Stearns Tavern, one of the oldest buildings in the city of Worcester, and we're moving it to the Coe's Knife Park and Playground site, and we will have a whole new facility there that's going to be operated by and managed by the Seven Hills Foundation, and they're nationally known for working with handicapped children and adults, disabled, and so on. We have to get young people to vote, but the adults all have to encourage them. They have to be role models and saying, I'm going to vote and here's why. Local elected leaders, municipal officials, probably affect their lives much more than whether it's Hillary Clinton who's president or Donald Trump. When we set the tax rate, when we make ordinances, that really affects the people on a daily basis. The first thing to do is follow the issues. Read the newspapers, watch meetings online. Feel free to come down to meetings. If you're there, you see a lot more. You see the dynamics, you get the feeling in the room. Find out what people are saying, what they're thinking, and don't hesitate to call your local officials. Folks can reach me at my home phone number, 508-755-3006, or they can simply email me. My personal email is rosengary@gmail.com. I always like to hear from folks who live in my district. I always like to hear from students, especially at Worcester State University, which is a gem in beautiful District 5.